Hello, YouTube friends. Welcome back, or welcome if you're brand new to my channel. I'm Beth, and this is my YouTube channel, Red Cross Stitcher. I appreciate you joining me today. I've got a lot to show you. I've got some cross stitch, some quilting, some sewing. I don't have any knit or crochet this week to show you. My channel is primarily about cross stitch, but I do like to throw in pretty much any craft with needle and thread. So thank you again for joining me. Pull up a chair in my studio. Let's just sit and chat and enjoy each other's company today. So I've got a lot to go over. We'll go ahead and just jump right in and get started. I intended to film this video last weekend. We had vacation plans and then took a spur of the moment trip, and that didn't allow me any time for video, with the exception for after church on Sunday, and it happened to be rainy and pretty dreary here on Sunday, so I didn't have the opportunity to do that. So today is Wednesday, September 20th, 2023. So let me talk to you about a little bit about our vacation and what we did. We had a trip planned to the Outer Banks here in North Carolina back in May, and that trip we had to not cancel, but we did have to reschedule it due to some unforeseen circumstances. So we wanted to schedule it during the time that children are back in school, so we weren't dealing with the heavy vacation traffic. So we pushed it to September, the first full week after Labor Day, and we got to do that. However, that pesky little hurricane was coming, and we debated before we even left, should we go, should we not, but we went ahead and went. And while we were there, the waves were, the water was pretty rough, and by Wednesday they were predicting the winds to be sustained on Thursday and Friday of about 30 miles an hour, with gusts higher than that. And if you pull an RV or stay in an RV while camping, you know that some winds like that can rock your trailer, especially when you're pulling it, but even being set up, it will also move it some. So we decided to go ahead and cut our trip short, come back home, but we still had a good time. It was fun. If you've never been, go. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And that, if you all know of Duck Donuts, the original Duck Donuts was founded in probably Nag's Head, I believe, or Kitty Hawk. But we did visit that one. They're franchised, but it's still, if you've never had one, try a Duck Donuts. We also took a day trip and went up to North Wilkesboro, where we're located in North Carolina. Is a great location. It provides us the ability to be at the beach in about 2 hours and 45 minutes, and about 2.5 hours we can be in the mountains as well. So perfect location to be able to enjoy both the mountains and the beach. And you could even make it, do a day trip very easy, and be able to enjoy and see the oceans, or just look at the majestic mountains. It's beautiful. So fortunate that we live in a central location that we can be able to enjoy both. Where did we go? North Wilkesboro, a little past North Wilkesboro, there were falls that we wanted to visit. It's nothing spectacular where it's like, oh my goodness, it's a big tourist destination. It wasn't, but it was beautiful, and we did that, ate some lunch. On the way, we stopped at an Amish community. We have a small Amish community here in North Carolina, Union Grove, Hamptonville area. And there's a Shiloh General Store is their store. Wonderful, wonderful store. If you are ever in that area, I suggest going and checking them out. Their homemade donuts are delicious. And if you go on Saturday, typically they told us they sell out before 11. So if you want to go get the donuts, you want to go early. They have homemade pies and breads and things of that nature. But just go check them out. And oh my gosh, quilts. They had their handmade quilts. Probably 5, I believe they had. Gorgeous. So again, if you're in the area, go check them out and see them. So let me go ahead and jump right on in and show you prior finish. I did, let's see, have 2 fully finished and 1 finished, and a couple of whips that I like to call my SIPs, creativity and progress, that I worked on. So I showed this on my Instagram page, a picture of it. And this is Teresa Kogut's Mr. and Mrs. Old Glory. I am in Teresa's Patreon. I am the level 4, and this was either April or May. I cannot remember. This is on I think it's 16 or 18 count. Now I can't remember. I did not write it down. And the chart is just the chart. I didn't print the cover page. But it is an Aida that I hand dyed myself. I did 1/2 threads on this. And please, I will apologize now. My nails are ragged. So I do have to get my nails done. So please don't judge me. But that is my finish. I found this frame Hobby Lobby for $8.74. It wasn't even, it's not a picture frame. It was like a wall decor item, and we popped it out, and I just put a little, I think I used mat board. And yeah, I have batting. I had to feel to see if I had batting. But I love this. Love, love, love that. Oh, this was white. I took some of that wax, tinted wax, and waxed it up, and I think it turned out great. I was really pleased with it. The next one I did, I don't have the chart as well. I had already passed the chart on to someone else. I had already had this stitched. I just hadn't finished it yet because I wasn't sure what I was going to do or how I was going to finish it. But it is Plum Street Samplers Babushka's Blossoms. Oh. And tried not to get the glare. That is my finish. This is a frame from Hobby Lobby too. This was an actual frame, not a picture. So I can stand it up. But that is my finish. I even love saying the word babushka. I love that. Oh my gosh. That the one that I showed you last video, the Milk and Cream Company, it's got the little babushka woman in it as well. I love it. I love that. Okay, so what have I stitched on the past, oh gosh, what, 2.5 weeks? You would think I have more. I did do some stitching, but because we were on vacation, I didn't get as much done as I normally would have. But oh no, wait, I've got another fully finished. Lizzie Kate, let me see which one it is. This one, The Joy. I finished this. Oh my gosh, y'all. I love it. This was oh my gosh, I'm sorry. You know, you would think I would have remembered. My Babushka's Blossoms was stitched on a Lugana, a 28 count, probably mushroom Lugana. And I think I told you the Ada that I did, the Mr. and Mrs. Old Glory, that's hand dyed. I want to say it's 16 count hand dyed Ada by me. So this one is on 36 count. And I can't remember. You all, I told you I was going to be better as going forward. But I put it on some mat board batting and then added the little trim to it. This was $1.74 at Hobby Lobby. I think it said eat on the inside. So I can stand it up, put it in a tray, or just stand it up. So I love this one. Love it. This is the one I jacked up when I was stitching the J. And I had gotten off. I didn't have the three. You had three lines of stitching in the majority of it. And I got off on that. So that is all of my fully finished and a prior finish. Now, what did I stitch on? I did finish one piece. And let me get the strings off. My fan is also going, so I hope it's not distracting. So, Plum Street Samplers, Kringle and Woolard. I finished him. Now, this was stitched on 36 count platinum with the called for colors. I did modify. So, let me see. Over here by his staff, I put my initial and my husband's initial in it. So that would be the change that I did. And there he is. I don't know if you can see the texture on the sheep. It looks like to me some quilting texture, quilting pattern. But I love this. So again, I did personalize it with my initial and my husband's. So he is done. Now, to fully finish him, I'm not positive what I'm going to do. If I'm going to do, I don't know if I'm going to do a frame. He would be a pretty big pillow, but I'm not sure. I don't know. So I'll have to ponder on that one. Okay, what whips? I'm going to show you one. It's pretty bad of a start, but it's probably got 50 stitches in it, if that. So I'll go ahead and show you. This is Teresa Kogut. I'll show you my bag. Now, this bag was made intentionally for an iPad, and we do use it for an iPad sometimes, but I kind of stole it. You know, girl's got to do what she's got to do from my husband to say I needed another project bag. This bag was made with Soft and Stable, so it's very cushiony. I love Soft and Stable, but I don't use it unless I'm on my bags, unless it's going to be for an iPad or something of that nature. Just my regular project bags, I just use batting. And but typically, like I said, unless I've got it for to do like a wristlet bag or to protect a phone or an iPad, I won't. I use batting. This is Fine Harvest. This was Patreon October of 2022. So I only have like 50 stitches. Oh, almost didn't show it to you. I'm like, well, I don't have a ton. I am doing it with the DMC conversion on a piece of, it still has a little sticker on it, 16 count Aida. And that's just the tiny start I have. And then this will be the floss. So not much at all. But I did have it started, so I wanted to show it. And I am going to put my stuff back as I go. So I hope that doesn't bother you. Okay. In my last video, I talked about wanted to participate in Sampler September and wasn't sure. I think I showed 4 options. I did end up choosing, and I did start this one. And I had one of you all commented, and she said, "Did you start Old Joyous Day? I thought that might be the one you started." And it is. So, I started Old Joyous Day by Blackbird Designs. I am doing the color conversion that Lori Holt did. So, she is phenomenal. Well, the designer and all that she does. But her color conversions are awesome. So I went ahead and went with hers. And these are the floss. If someone wants to invent something, I would love, wouldn't it be nice to have like a floss comb? So you could just comb out your floss without damaging it, and it'd be all nice and pretty. That would be, I would buy that. I am stitching this on Seraphim Winter White. And that is my start. I got a good bit going on it. So I'm pleased. I'm pleased with it. But I think, the colors are really, really pretty on it. And I love Seraphim fabric. And the reason that I even used it was Lori had recommended it. That she had on one, I think it may have even been on that video where she did the Old Joyous Day. I'm not positive. So I do like it. I like the feel of the fabric. So I did that. That's my Sampler September. Not Sampler Soiree. And I may be mixing the names up. It may be September Sampler. I don't remember. But the other one I worked on, trying to get all my threads off. I did iron them, but I do have threads. I think I'd already showed you that bag from before that I have my piece in. This is a little piece bag, and I'm sure I did show you this one because I talked about it. This is When Flowers Blossom by Brenda Gervais. And what I just had a little start last time. I had a little bit of the lady stitched, and it called for, let's see, candy jams, maybe. for the face. Look at, and to me, that was, I didn't care for it. So I changed. Oh, let me show you. There is the floss. So what I did was I did have it stitched. I pulled it out. I didn't like it. It was orange, and I did not care for it. So I pulled it out, and I used the same floss on Kringle, on the Kringle and Woolard. I was going to pull it, but I'd already put it over there. Kringle and Woolard, and I thought, you know, I really like that color, so I went ahead and went with that. It is Classic Colorworks Cinnamon Toast. So I pulled that out and finished her dress, and then I did the 2 flowers and the pots, the 2 bees, and starting on the house. So that's where I am. I am doing the Lori Holt conversion on this, with the exception of the face. I changed that. Oh, no. I did change something. And what am I doing this on? Let me see. This is mushroom, 28 count mushroom, because I am using 2 threads, and I'm using 1 thread over 2 on Oh Joyous Day on the Seraphim fabric, but this is 28 count. I don't have the tray that this is in, so I'm not sure yet how I will finish it, but I did change the bee wings. It called for light khaki, and to me it was just, it didn't look what I wanted it to look like, so I ended up using 3866 DMC. So the light khaki is what is in her apron. I'm not done with the apron on her dress, but on the picture, and it shows to use the light khaki, that is white, like a white. So I did change that. Those were the changes that I made. Now, once I get closer to getting it all stitched, I may end up, if I want to frame it, or however I'm going to do it, I may want to go ahead and make it bigger. Lori did, to fit a frame. I think she extended out some of the biscuit, or added a biscuit, and made it that way. Okay, so that's all my sips, all my finishes, fully finished, and a prior finish. So I have a few things. I have whittled down my sips, so I think I counted, I might have 10 in progress now. So 2 I want to start. Oh, when I talk about what I got to purchase, I am going to stitch Charlotte Frost. I think I told you when I pulled it, I didn't like the red that I used. I was doing the DMC conversion to the chart, and the red was a little off to me. I didn't care for it. So I got to go to a store, and I'll talk about that in a minute, and I picked up the NPI red for it, and then I actually picked up 2 just in case, to see which one I liked. So 2 other options I would like to start. This is my little bag on this one is, this is All Dolled Up by Little House Needleworks, and this is the Frosty Flakes. And I am doing it On Confederate Gray 30 count, it's the Weeks. I have a small piece of it. So I'm going to do it on this with, looks like, yeah, all DMC. So I think that will be very pretty. So I'm going to do this one. I will turn it into an ornament, more than likely, to hang on the tree. So this one, and, oh, I need to put my pattern back. I know several of you are in progress or have stitched it, and when I saw you all stitching it, I knew I wanted to do it. I also bought the picture frame, or the wall decor that Lori Holt bought to put it back for when I ended up doing this one. This is my bag. Winter Rose Manor by With Thy Needle and Thread. If I'm not mistaken, I think Kathy from Two Needles Pulling Threads doing hers. I am shamefully going to say again, I'm copying Lori Holt and did her color conversion. She had mentioned, what is it called for? Conch. Yes, for the house, because it is, you know, like a little hint of pink. She didn't think that it was pink enough or it showed up enough. So she is using Perfect Pie Crust. So I'm going to try that. I think I got Conch as well. And I am doing this on 36 count Seraphim Old Stationery. So I think that's going to be pretty. And that is the Perfect Pie Crust. So I think that'll be pretty. I am really wanting to start this. If I'm not mistaken, there's a couple of ladies in the stitching group that also have this that we may start together. I'm not sure. But that is the other one. The Charlotte Frost I want to get started on. I've got the retreat coming up. I talked to you all about the Barefoot Needle Art Retreat in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. That's coming up. I think it's the 6th, 7th, and 8th of October. I have purchased, when Teresa Kogut released her new releases, Dwelling Place, I purchased that and asked them to pull the threads. So I cannot wait to start that. My friend Kim and I were going to start it at the retreat, but I think we're going to actually do it when we get back. So start it then. So I will be starting that at some point, but that will probably be sometime in October. So let me tell you about where we've been, what we've done to have our purchases. I told you we were headed on a day trip. So several of us from our stitching group went to Irmo, South Carolina. That is the Stitchin' Kitten. We did a day trip there, and great store. I would tell you, if you are in the market for something older, she has quite a few old charts as well as kits. And if I'm not mistaken, she purchased an older cross stitch store or something to that nature. But she's got several. She's got some older Lizzie Kate, some Bent Creek. She also has some new things as well. But if you are in the area, check them out. I don't know if they ship on doing online, but I'm sure if you called and had a chart in mind and to see if they have it. That might be a place you want to look. So we did that. That was one day trip we took. We also did a day trip yesterday. We went to the Stitch Point. I was getting ready to say the Stitchy Point. Stitch Point in Greensboro, North Carolina. So 3 of us went there and thought we were going to hit the quilt shop on the way back near there, but didn't realize it wasn't open on Wednesdays. It's only open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at Keepsake Pineapple Fabrics quilt store. They just did the reopening. They have been closed for a while and doing remodeling, so they just opened back up. So that was nice to go to Stitch Point, even though we didn't get a stop at Keepsakes, or I still call it Pineapple Fabrics. We came on back through Concord and stopped at We're So Creative. So we still got our quilty fix in as well. So we did that. And we hope to have some more coming up. I think Sassy Jack's in Asheville is supposed to be opening up soon. We'll make a day trip there. Annabella's is in Waynesville, North Carolina. So we may have a day trip there. I know Annie, the Proper Stitcher, is coming for a meet and greet. So Annabella's moved locations as a re-grand opening type celebration. So I don't think I will get to go to that one. I hate to miss Annie, but I'll get to visit back up at Annabella's soon. So we've got several that we can do day trips with. So we'll continue to do that. So I did get some stuff. And I'm sorry for the crinkling. If I didn't leave it together, it would not, it was hard not to go ahead and start on some of the stuff that I got. So I'm going to take it out of the bag. But the ladies at the Stitchin' Kitten, very nice. Very nice ladies. Okay, the first thing I got was Bent Creek Joyous Noel. This was a little kit with the fabric. It is a 32 count natural light linen it came with. It didn't come with the thread, so I have to pull the thread. But that is the first one. I got Herbert, and there's a tag on it, so I think it's just Herbert We Won by Heart and Hand. I got that one. I got the Wee Santa. This is 2001. I'm not sure if this one said what Herbert was. I don't know. But Heart and Hand, 2001. Wee Santa. That one is cute. I got Primrose Cottage Stitches Honeybee Quaker. And I'm not a Quaker fan, really. But I like that. I thought that was pretty. What got me was the bee, Skept and the bees. I told you my last name is Honeycutt. Not that we have any lineage to ancestries who were beekeepers, but in my head, because of our name, I love anything bees. I also picked up Summer Moon by Plum Street Samplers. I probably, like the majority of you, love red houses. It's beautiful to me. Plum Street Samplers Autumn Fracture. Somebody just finished this on Instagram, I saw. It was gorgeous. I hope that's not too bad of a glare. So I got that. Now, this I have already kitted because I thought I was going to take this and work on it. Leaves of Autumn by Primrose. That is so cute. I kitted this with I don't even have my floss on a ring yet. Let's see, 32 count platinum. I am doing, this calls for Color and Cotton, maybe? Yes. I don't have Color and Cotton, but maybe two different one, and they may actually be the same thread, but I converted this to DMC. And there are some of the colors. I have them in our lovely bag. Oh, this one doesn't even have a bag, project bag. So I got that. Then I was on a Primrose Cottage kit. Autumn on the Farm by Primrose. Now, are these going to be done this year? Probably not. I don't even know if I'll start them yet. I'm not sure. This one called for DMC with a few classic color works. And I pulled, let's see. I'm doing it on 32 count platinum. I don't have it on a ring. That's what I wanted to do it on. And I'm going to see, once I start it, I may do one thread over two squares. I'm not sure. I'll have to wait and see. I did get a bag of just some over-dyed flosses. So I have that. And, oh, let me put my little card back because I won't remember. What else did I get? Okay, got some fabric. This is a 18 count, look at that little piece of Aida, older Witchell. It's just a taupe, but I can grunge that up if I want to grunge it up. She does have overdyed, she sells fabric. And this is 36 count. I only got one piece of overdyed, I think. This is 36 count antique ivory linen. I got a fat quarter. This is 36 count flax. Very pretty fat quarter of that. And this may be a fat half of Dune Rogue 32 count. Yeah, I got a half on that one. I like that. So that's what I got from the Stitching Kitten. And again, we had a great time. Got to eat somewhere new and just, the fellowship. How nice that is to have other ladies that enjoy what you enjoy. So yesterday, I'm going to try to move it without making too much noise. Like I said, we went to Stitch Point, then we came back and went to We're So Creative. So at Stitch Point, let me see what I got. I got Lila's Studio Seasons Blessings 2. I got that one. got All Joys for Thine, Blackbird Designs. I've seen several of you do this, have already finished it. I think that is beautiful. So I got that one. And Mary Goodwin, Hands Across the Sea. The Pink House Got Me. I'm sure that verse is over one. I'm sure it is. But it's symmetrical. I love it. I put it down. I'm like, no, I'm not getting it. Then I picked it back up, put it down. I'm like, oh. After she was checking me out, I'm like, yes. Oh, I'll go ahead and take it. Take it too. I got a couple of pieces of fabric. And, you know, you never can have too many needles. Peacemakers are my favorite. I do like Peacemakers. So I also bought some overdyed. And, you know, every time I get overdyed. Do y'all see a theme? Reds and blues. I did pick up one brown, I think, too. I'm like, okay, Beth, there's more colors than red and blue. But obviously I don't think so. But Peacemakers are my favorite needles. I like them. I got the 28. Yeah, size 28. I got a couple pieces of fabric, of linen, and one Aida. This is 36 count, Cafe Olay. Got that. Let's see. 18 count, Affogato. I think this is Fiber on a Whim, but I'm not positive. It does have, it's that greenish hue to it. So I got that. Oh, I did get 2 pieces of Aida. Or Lugana. Oh, let's see. This is 18 count espresso. And all these were fat quarters. Got that. And I got the 2 red. This is the red number 534 it called for, but I also picked up 575 because this one's got a little bit of an orange tint to it, and the other one is red. So I got that to see for Charlotte Frost. Okay, now we stopped at the We're So Creative, and I picked up a few things. I don't know if I told you, I have a Bernina. I have the 770. I have a Pfaff, Quilt Expressions 4.2, a Brother, a Singer Featherweight, and a Singer 66. I typically use the Bernina. If I'm traveling, I use my Featherweight. But at the Bernina shop, I did get a new foot. 5070. It's a piecing foot. I usually use the 97 if you know Bernina. That's typically what I use, but I did get that one. I picked up this little charm pack. I thought it'd be cute to make some bags with, Cascade. This is by 3 Sisters. And they're just blues and like taupey, creamy colors. Really, really pretty. And I picked up Christmas Eve by Lila Boutique. My receipt's up there. That's cute. I picked this up for the quilt pattern that I told you I was going to start, the Saint Nick. I'd already had picked out some of the fabric, and I thought I was going to use a different fabric with it, but I'm like, no, I really like that. So I think I'm going to use that one, and I'll show you the pattern again. They also had a couple of pillows. They had a Halloween, Christmas, and Thanksgiving, and I got the Christmas. Look at that little pillow. Isn't he cute? So I got that. I'm going to make this to put on my bench out front. It's by the Whole Country Caboodle. But that is just, and all the pieces come, they're laser cut. So I think that was every bit of my haul that Alan spent his retirement money on. So two other pieces I have, well, almost fully finished. My quilt behind me is a wall hanging I made to hang in my foyer to go above my table. I don't know if you can get these patterns from Fat Quarter Shop or not. This is leaves. This came in the 2021 maybe sampler box. I think it was sometime in 2021. I've made this one now a couple of times. I love the pattern. So I made this one using Kansas Trouble fabric, and it's get it down. I make it where I have the sleeves to be able to hang it, and this is what I have on the back. I love it. I already had it up and displayed. The other thing that I almost finished, I need my grandson to try it on. I did put it on my little mannequin just so you could see it displayed, not because of anything else. That's it. So I made I'll actually take him off because he won't want to see his pair of pajamas on a mannequin. So I got the top. This is a pattern by Ellie & Mac. It is a free pattern. So I encourage you to go check out the designers who give you free stuff because you're a customer of theirs. And so I've got several patterns that I buy from Ellie & Mac, but this was one of their freebies. The cuff, it's called Grow With Me Pajamas. I didn't make the cuff for the shirt this way, but I'll show you on the pants. That you can have them double folded. So as a child grows, typically they grow up instead of out. So you can unfold the cuff and on the pants as well as the sleeves and give them some more time to wear it than just one season. So that is, and I just hemmed it. And here are the pants. I wanted him to try the pants on, so that's why you see them unfinished. I have to put the elastic in it, but I wanted him to try it on. So these are the pants, and this is the cuff I was telling you about, the Grow With Me. So it's a double cuff. So as they continue to grow, you just uncuff it, and you've got at least another year or so out of the pajamas. So they're nice. These were made using cotton lycra. I got this fabric from Joann Fabrics. So I made that. I told you I'm going to the retreat at Barefoot. So I wanted to start making something for my table mates. Last year, or earlier in the year, for the February retreat, I made project bags, Ort catchers, scissor holders, thread beds. So I thought, well, let me do something different. So I got online and I saw some of those stitching mats. And I thought, well, gosh, I might just make a stitching mat. This is my prototype. I don't know if I'm going to keep it, modify it. We sit at a round table. I'm not sure how every retreat is. There are 6 people to a table, so you don't have a lot of space. So I didn't want to make them big. So this is my prototype. I used 1 piece of fabric for the front and the back, coordinating, bound it like a quilt. And someone had this on theirs, the Ort catcher to be attached right on it with a snap. So I have that. And I know some people put the rings, magnets. I ended up not sure if I'm going to continue with it or not. If I'll make modifications, I'm not sure yet. But that may be something I put in there because I keep my floss on a ring. You can hook it. I know people put a loop. I didn't know how hard that would be, if they would enjoy that or not. So instead of doing like a needle bed with the felt, I did a little just kind of built-in thread bed. So you can kind of roll up your floss and attach it to that to keep it to stay. And again, this will come off if they wanted it. Also put in 2 pockets. So if you had like your magnifiers in one and your scissors in the other pocket. So not sure again if I'm going to keep it, modify it, change it up. So if you're going to the retreat with me and you sit at my table, you'll at least maybe get some version of that stitch mat. I only have one other thing to show you. I almost forgot. I wanted to show you. I told you, I think in my first video, I love to do canning, home food preservation. And because we had the apple festival, I've got 2 bags of apples in my refrigerator that I want to do something with. And this is probably what I'm going to turn it into. This is my last jar from last year. Homemade apple pie filling. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I encourage you, if you've never tried home canning, try it. This is water bath. It's not pressure canned because it is fruit. And I can't remember, I believe this was either the National Home Food Preservation book or from the Ball Canning book. But this is wonderful to have on your shelf just because, heck, great on ice cream, great if you want to make an apple pie using a frozen pie crust, or if you want to make homemade fried apple pies. It's already ready. You're putting it in your frozen pie crust and baking it, mainly just to get your crust done. But check out something like that, especially now that you've got some things coming in. I know we are gearing down from summer, fresh vegetables and things, but apples may be coming your way soon if they're not already ready. So I encourage you to try something new. I hope you loved something about what I showed you today. Hopefully I inspired you in some way. If you like what you see, would you please subscribe to my channel, like my video? I would appreciate it so very much. I'm glad I got to spend some time with you today. I hope to see you probably in a week and a half. I'm going to try to do a floss tube before I leave for my retreat. But again, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you and see you later. Bye.